Hello, everyone. So you have taken a very bold decision of pursuing the civil services examination, which is described by using various objectives like world's toughest examination, India's toughest examination, most prestigious examination, and so on and so forth. So once you have decided to go for it and you have taken admission in Levelup IAS, which is also a very good decision, and I will prove in the next 25-30 minutes that your decision is indeed very good. So I welcome on behalf of Levelup IAS and every faculty and everyone in our institute, I welcome all of you to our foundation batch, which is, as the name suggests, the very foundation of your preparation. The solid foundation will ensure success. A weak foundation will result in a lot of wasted efforts, a lot of wasted time, and of course, a lot of wasted money, right? So welcome everyone. My name is Kaivalya Shimpi. I am a chartered accountant by profession, and just let me introduce briefly about myself and then we'll straight away get into the topic. So this is an introductory lesson, and just to get to know each other. Now, unfortunately, you are not present here physically. You are watching this at home, in the comforts of your home, but the situation demands such that we cannot do anything else. Right, so we'll have to make use of the best opportunity available, and thankfully the technology is there, and you can be sitting on the Caribbean islands, in the Panama Canal, or anywhere, and you can view the lectures, right? Okay, so my name is Kaivalya Shimpi. I am a chartered accountant, and I have given UPSC attempts. I have cleared various stages, but not made to the final list of the officers who are selected, unfortunately. And I've made a lot of mistakes in my preparations, which I'll be telling you, and for you to learn, so that you should not repeat them. You should not make the mistake of falling to various temptations which will come in your way. I'll speak about them. Right, I qualified Chartered Accountancy CA in 2015. I am basically from Mumbai, and I have worked with organizations Big 4 like PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, EY, Ernst & Young in various fields. And currently I am also pursuing a research in forensic accounting and fraud detection. I have worked with the Reserve Bank of India, RBI, in 2013. I have also worked with government on various fronts in various infrastructure sector initiatives, right? And coming to UPSC journey, I gave my first attempt in 2017. I cleared prelims and wrote mains, but could not clear it. And then again, different stages I cleared, but unfortunately, the final result, or my name did not appear in the final list, right? I will be teaching economics in your lecture. I will be teaching entire economics part of the general studies 3. So that's all about me. I have a lot of experience in the commerce field, in the economics field, so I will teach you that. Also, a point to note is that I have received or I have got very high marks in GS3 across my attempts, like across my 2-3 attempts. I have received a lot of high marks in GS3. Don't ask me about other subjects, and that is why I only teach GS3, the economics part, and I don't even touch the other subjects, right? Because that is simply not my cup of tea, teaching those subjects. Okay. So very important and very frustrating question to you, which on the first lecture, on the first day, I would like to ask you a very important question. And and this is the question which I am asking you on the day 1 of your preparation, and this is the question which the interview panel will ask you on the day of your interview as well. Why do you want to join civil services? That is the single most frustrating and the most important question any aspirant, any person will ever encounter while doing UPSC. Is it? And you will notice, ask yourself, why are you doing UPSC? It can be for money, it can be for prestige, it can be for social service. Most of you will say social service, I want to bring a change in the society, I want to make a difference to the lives of people, and so on and so forth. All these are acceptable answers. Money is also an acceptable answer. There is no harm in aiming for earning money, right? You will notice one thing, that your answer to this question, why UPSC, will change from today to 6 months down the line, 1 year down the line, to when you reach your interview stage. Your answer would definitely undergo a change. Now your answer would be, I want to do social service, I want to help people, right? After 6 months, your answer will go a certain change. After 1 year, your answer will change. I'm not saying it will go from social to non-social. Your answer will gain a lot of depth when you progress with your preparation. See, this is the foundation batch. We are starting by laying each and every brick. It is a brick by brick approach. I am not going to tell you that build this wall entirely all together. You have to learn what is a brick. You have to learn how to lay it. What is a cement, and then sooner or later you will realize that it is only by step approach or step by step method that you can indeed complement, or you can indeed fulfill your aspirations of becoming a civil servant. This is a big exam. I'm using the word big because I would not say it is a tough exam, because toughness is something which comes when you don't prepare. When you prepare, it becomes manageable. It's not at all easy, definitely not easy. It's manageable, but it is a big exam. It is a, you must have read and heard this many times, it is a marathon, right? Recently, like just today or yesterday, our beloved flying Sikh Milkha Singh passed away due to post-COVID infection, which is very unfortunate. He was a jewel to India, and he was a runner, right? He was a sprint runner, 100 meters, 200 meters, 400 meters. He was a sprint runner. But what we have to do here is not sprint run. See, you have been doing sprint running all your life. If you are from engineering background, you have been doing sprint running all your life. In school, we are taught to do sprint running. You know, if we are given the lesson, the textbook, there are certain questions behind every lesson, and we are given, we are told that out of those questions, some questions will appear in the exam. In college, sometimes you are also given list of important questions. These are important, please focus on them. And more often, 80-90% of the questions appear from those importance list. That is all sprint. You study for 1 month, you give the exam, done. Right? That is all sprint, very fast. That approach is useful in school and college days, and even in degree days. We enjoy the entire year, just 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month before the exam. We sprint and we clear the exam. Sometimes we even get 90% by just 2 weeks, 3 weeks of studying. Unfortunately, now in UPSC, this will not work. This does not work. Sprinting does not work. UPSC will test you. UPSC will make you believe that your brain is no longer what you know of it. Your brain is not what you think of it. UPSC will tell you that you know your brain, you know that you can remember this. Let me show you, you cannot remember this. Vice versa, you think you cannot remember this. Let me show you, you will remember this. UPSC will play magic tricks on you, both positive and negative. UPSC will play sometimes very cruel tricks on your brain. UPSC will sometimes give you very pleasant surprises, right? So this is a very exciting, challenging, surprising, and a very eventful, I would say, examination, or the preparation is a very eventful one. So be prepared for it. Don't be disheartened that out of 5 lakh people, only 100 people, 200 people get the top surveys. Just forget all these statistics. Keep in mind that it is indeed a big exam. Keep in mind that you will need a lot of preparation for it. You will need entire, like every ounce of your preparation, every drop of sweat should go towards contributing to your preparation. No doubt about it. There are people who are highly qualified, doctors, engineers, CAs, IITians, you can say PhD people who don't clear the exam. There are people who do not have a good education background. There are people who do not even know how to communicate properly, and they clear the exam in their first attempt. They become IAS officers. They get other services also. So don't be under any presumption that I don't have a good education background, I cannot clear the exam. Don't be under any complacency that I have been a topper all my life, I will clear this exam. All those are negated by UPSC. I call UPSC the great balancer. It balances everyone in the examination. It balances everyone in the preparation. Okay, right? So this is a very exciting journey for all of you. I remember in my first attempt I gave in 2017, I was very scared. And you know what I did? Like everyone else, when I decided to give my attempt or to study seriously for UPSC examination, the very first thing I did, like everyone, was research. I went to Google and I typed what is UPSC, what is the syllabus, what is the paper pattern, how to do this. I read topper interviews. Topper interviews one of the most is one of the most easily read material on the internet and easily inspirational materials on the internet. It is very good. They tell about their journey. They tell that they could not clear 4 or 5 times and then they cleared. They also tell that in the first attempt they cleared. They share their tips, their tricks, their secrets. Right? This is very inspiring. It is very good. And one should read this. So even I was reading this. I was also motivated. But at the same time, I was, you know what happened? I found myself in the midst of a problem. One topper is saying this, second topper is saying exactly opposite to what the first person is saying. Both are toppers, both are IAS, both cleared their exam. Assume both cleared in the first attempt. Chalo, there is no differentiating factor between them, but one person's strategy is diametrically opposite to another person's strategy. Right? One person read book ABC, second person read book XYZ. One person told expressly that not to do this, second person did exactly that and still was able to clear the examination. Right? Then what happened? I also read that for one particular subject, let's say for history, there are 10 books listed on different websites. One website recommends 10 books, second website recommends 8 books, third website recommends 12 books, and toppers recommend different books, classes recommend different books, so many books for one subject. Just imagine. There are so many subjects. So I was like, there is something wrong here. So much of material is available. People say read this magazine, read this newspaper, read 2 newspapers, read economic newspapers, specialized economic finance newspapers, read competitive compilations, read so much of reading material and so many different sources and so many different toppers and so many different strategies. You will be able to, when I am saying this, your mind would be able to draw a conclusion that there is no one right way of doing or clearing the exam. There simply cannot be one right way. See, if there was one right way of clearing the exam, everyone would have cleared the exam, or mostly those who study very hard, they would have cleared the exam. Yes or no? Right? So, there is no one right way of clearing the exam. Then I thought, then what is the right way? If there is no one right way, there are various ways. What is the right way? So you are going somewhere, you are going to the railway station. There are 3-4 routes available. One from the alleys and gullies, one from the main road, you can say, and one from the outskirts of the society. You just take a turn, round turn the entire society, your area, and then you come to the station. And there are so many ways of reaching it. But what is suitable for you? Is every route suitable for you? Definitely not. Right? Because you are different, your background is different, your method, your brain, everything is different, your habits are different. We are different beings. We are different. We come from different academic, personal backgrounds, financial status, resource availability, different thinking, different upbringing, different methods of interpreting, analyzing events around us, different ways of thinking. Some person will have prejudices against something, some person will be very extra liberal with some things. There is no problem in any of it. The only thing we have to do is, and see, I'll tell you the reason why most of those who study very hard cannot clear, including myself. Those of who study very hard. I'm excluding those who do not study at all. Okay? Those who do not study, just leave them out. For those, so just imagine if there are around, let's say 750, 800 people selected every year for various services, for IAS, IPS, IRS and all. We'll speak about services. If there are various services and 1,000 people, let's say 700, 800, 1,000 people are selected, do you think the other, 10,000 people have not studied? Those who cleared prelims, they did not study. Do you think those who cleared mains but could not appear in the final list, they did not study? Everyone studied. At least those 10, 15, 20,000 people study. Leave the 5 lakh people. Leave the 3-4 lakh people. At least those 20,000 people study very hard, cutthroat. They are different backgrounds, but still some of them manage to clear, some of them do not manage to clear. Right? So then why? Then something is going wrong. They are making some mistake. Now what are those mistakes? That you should know and you should avoid them. Now mistake for me can be something which is useful to you. The strategies are different. right? So rule number 1 of UPSC, I would like to make myself very clear here. Rule number 1 is that there is a lot of propaganda in the market. Different coaching classes say different things, different toppers say different things, different people, different so-called experts say different things. I never call myself an expert. Yes, I have a very good knowledge of economics and commerce and everything, but I never consider myself as an expert in GS3, in UPSC GS3. It's not possible. Even the one who gets AIR1 is not an expert. There are so many factors at play when you give your exam. And your exam is a relative exam. It is not an absolute exam. See, in school, all you had to do was get the highest percentage, 70, 80, 90, depending on it. It was not dependent on others' performance. If you studied very well, you would get 90, others might get 50, vice versa also. This is a relative exam. This is a competitive exam, wherein the seats are pre-decided and then some multiple of it, 10 times, 15 times, people are selected in various stages and then the seats are filled. Which means that if you study very hard, but your peers, your other fellows study little bit more harder than you, then there is a chance that you might not clear. You have studied very hard, you have got very good marks. Simple example, you study very hard, you get 90 marks, others get 94 marks. There are only 2 seats. One person gets 94 marks, gets selected. One person gets 93 marks, gets selected. You did not get selected despite scoring 90 marks out of 100. Reverse example. You scored 50 marks, others scored 48, 47, 46 marks. You get selected. Absolute marks do not matter at all. Right? I got 98 out of 100 in certain exam. But what did others get? 99. Right? So, sir, but we cannot control others' performance. Absolutely right. You cannot control others' performance. So, which means you cannot be happy with 80. You have to aim for 90. You cannot be happy with 90. You have to aim for 95. You cannot be happy with 95. You have to aim for 99. Right? I would not say 100 because it is not possible. In school exams, it is definitely possible. Not here. Right? So, you have to be the best version of yourself. You have to be the highest. The highest. Then you can forget about the rest. Once you decide, I want to give my best, then there is no scope for thinking about others. Right? But first you should know that it is a relative exam. You have to score better than others. And when can you score better than others? When you can beat yourself. When you can beat your own capabilities. When you can challenge yourself. And when you can, it is said that to achieve what you have never achieved, you have to do what you have never did. Okay? To achieve what you have never achieved. So, to achieve UPSC success, you have never achieved this. It's a big thing. You have to do something which you never did. So, you have to put in your efforts. You have to just give everything to this examination. Give all your attention. Give all your efforts to this examination, which you might have never done. You might have done. You might have not done. But you have to do something which you never did. You have to do something which you have to push yourself. That is the key takeaway from it. So first point I would like to tell everyone is that there is a lot of propaganda, a lot of so-called experts, a lot of chatter available on the internet, in the market, in hubs of UPSC. So many people, so many strategies. Your friends will say different strategies. Your seniors would say different strategies. Your senior would say, why are you doing this? Do this. Don't do this. Don't do that. They will judge you. They will criticize you. They might praise you also. Even praise is also harmful in these kind of scenarios. So first point is, 1, do not believe in these matters. Do not believe in these propaganda. Just bear with me for this introductory lecture. I will tell you how to navigate this maze. Now again, this is my personal experience. Okay. One very important line I would like to say. These are very cruel words. If you blindly, the key word here is blindly. If you blindly follow any person's strategy, be it AIR1, be it did not clear prelims also. If you follow any person's strategy blindly is the key word here, including me. If you follow my strategy blindly, then there is a very high chance you will not clear the exam. Let me be very frank. There is a very, very, very high chance you will not clear the exam. The key word here is blindly. You have to take what is good for you. You have to leave the rest. Okay? You know, in जब we met, the actress says कि free advice है, लेना है तो लो, वरना जाने दो. Okay? So this is kind of an advice which I would like to give you. Do not follow anyone blindly. Follow, listen. They have some very good points. They have very good tips. I will be teaching you a lot of useful things, which I guarantee they will be useful for you. But do not blindly follow. See, if you blindly follow them, then you will be in that bheed, in that crowd, which just goes. Have you traveled by Mumbai's local train? Some of you might have. The thing about Mumbai's local train is you must have seen also on the internet and all. They are so crowded. So you just have to stay in the middle. The crowd will push you in. The crowd will push you out. You just have to stay in the middle. So don't be those people. Don't stay in the middle, following everything, listening to everyone. Don't do that. You have to chart your own direction. You have to chart your own course. You have to chart your own strategy. And for that, we are all here to help you. Okay? So first point is, do not believe in false propaganda. Second point, now we are going towards the examination. Second and most important point we are going is that, sir, then how to clear the examination? What is required to clear the examination? There are two crucial things, two very, very, very important things which are used for clearing examination. Okay? It's restarting. There are two very crucial things which are required to clear the examination. One is very, very, very important, is to know yourself. Please, I cannot stress the importance of this. You have to know yourself at all costs. Okay? First point is very important, to know yourself. Very, very, very important is to know yourself. Sir, what do you mean by know yourself? I know myself, I know my name, I know my background. So know yourself means, what is your background? What is your academic background? How do you study? What is your studying style? What is your strength? Are you interested in reading about numbers, facts, figures? Can you remember them? Or can you read long lengths of theory, lot of theory without sleeping off? Or do you like to read about historical events? Or do you like to read about something very technical like science or geography? What is your strength? What is your strength? That is very important to know. That what is your strength? Right? So know yourself. Knowing yourself is very important. So for example, you say ki I cannot read long theory without sleeping off or without feeling sleepy. I cannot read long theory beyond 2-3 pages at a stretch, which is fine. There is no judgment here. There is no good, not bad. This is foundation batch. We are going to start anew. We are going to start from scratch. So know yourself is the very, very, very important first point. Okay? So once you know yourself that, okay, I can do this, I cannot do that. I have an interest in reading about, let's say, polity, but subjects like science, subjects like environment bore me. Fine. Everyone, see, nobody likes all the subjects. Trust me, nobody likes all the subjects. Okay? Especially economics. Nobody likes economics, and that is why I am here to teach. I will make economics so interesting for you, you don't worry about it at all. Okay? By the end of the last lecture, my last lecture, I promise you, economics is the one subject you will be comfortable about. Okay? Know yourself. Second is, know the exam. Sir, this is very simple. Very simple, but yet I have to tell every time. Right? Know the exam. Sir, what do you mean by know the exam? Know the exam means what? See, know the exam means what? Can you Google and read what other websites or other classes are saying about the exam? This is very tough exam. This is very analytical exam. This is very memory based exam. This is all propaganda, like I told you. Know the exam means ask UPSC, sir, what is the exam about? When you ask UPSC, when you ask the body what is the exam about, UPSC will say, sir, I will give you a few things. I will give you notification. I will give you past year question papers. I will give you answer keys. Right, I will give you notification. I will give you previous year question papers. I will give you answer keys. And notification will have syllabus. Notification will have syllabus. And I will give you a model answer booklet. Model QCA is model question paper come answer booklet. So we'll come to all of that. So UPSC is giving only these things, and this will also have the date of exam. What is the date or what is the schedule of the exam? So UPSC is giving only these things. Otherwise, UPSC is not saying it is a very tough exam, very easy exam. It is not saying 2017 paper was very tough, 2016 paper was very easy. UPSC is not saying all of that. UPSC is saying, see, this is the notification. It will have details about syllabus. It will have details about marking system and pattern. It will have details about date of the exam. It will have details. Then UPSC is also giving you past years papers, past few years question papers, which were actually asked in various examinations, civil service, forest, CISF, CAPF and all of that. UPSC will give answer keys for prelims, not for mains, and model question paper come answer booklet. So in UPSC what happens is, unlike in school, you get pages which are blank. Okay? They are not ruled, they are blank pages. They are not ruled pages. There is no line on which you can write, blank, and questions are printed in the answer paper only. Questions are printed, then they give you a fixed space, and then next question is printed, then you have a fixed space, then next question is printed, then you have a fixed space. Okay? So UPSC will not give you an answer paper where you can ask for supplements. You know, in college, in school, everyone is judged by the number of supplements they ask. So if you are asking 3, 4, 5 supplements, people think, oh, you know everything, you are going on writing, and then they will judge you. Sometimes positively, lot of the times negatively. Carry, this guy knows everything. UPSC left out that scope. Do not write much, write only in the space we have given. UPSC is saying. So fixed space. So this was not the case. A few years ago, UPSC started giving fixed space. So that the model question paper come answer booklet. So that is only one document wherein you have questions printed, space for answers, then question, next question, and for all subjects. So that is called as model question paper come answer booklet. So UPSC is giving only these few things. Then why are others saying it is very tough, it is very easy, it is this, it is that? They are all their subjective interpretation. Sometimes false propaganda, sometimes genuine representations, right? So we have to be thorough with all of this. See, this is a part of knowing the exam. Exactly what do you mean by knowing the exam? Knowing the exam means 1, 2, 3, 4. Simple. Knowing the exam means notification, syllabus, date, previous year question paper, answer keys, model question paper come answer booklet. You have to know this. There is no chance in the world that you can know the exam without going through these. Know yourself. Know the exam. So now suppose we read previous year question paper. Suppose we read. Then we will think, this though we never thought. You know, oh, UPSC is asking about this. Oh, UPSC asking in this manner. Right? Oh, I see that UPSC has asked a lot of theoretical questions. But I feel very sleepy while reading theory. UPSC is asking theoretical questions. I am giving an example. No? Please don't take it literally. UPSC is asking a lot of theoretical questions, but I feel bored while reading theory. The entire preparation of UPSC is just to reconcile these two things. One who is able to reconcile self with the exam successfully and put in efforts for implementing his strategy, that person has a very high chance of clearing the exam. I am not saying that person will clear the exam. There is no probability of anything. Did you even imagine before January, February 2020 that we will be living in these times? So many things have changed. Just look around you. So many things which we now consider normal were not normal 1 year ago. Wearing mask now seems so normal to us, but we were not living like this. This is something very abnormal, which is now becoming normal, the new normal, which is called as. People did not have smartphones, tablets from those who did not have those means, but still they have taken loans and they have bought these things because that is the only way. Everything is shut down, then opening, then shut down, then opening. We are living in a very abnormal world. So you cannot predict. Despite putting all these efforts, you will clear. You will clear. There are a lot of fake motivators also. On the internet, you will find YouTube videos. You will see a lot of transcripts and so many things. There are a lot of fake motivators. If I can do this, you can do also. See, I am a very practical and a realistic person. There are a lot of things which are not in our hands. Despite putting in efforts, you might not clear. But one thing I can assure you, if you don't put the efforts, you will not clear. In this case, I am sure that you will not clear if you do not put the efforts. Okay? See, some of you might believe in luck, some of you might not believe in luck. It is your personal choice. Dependence on luck is drastically reduced when you put in efforts. If you do not put much efforts, your dependence on luck increases. Then you start praying, please easy paper should come. Please, whatever I have read, whatever limited I have read, those questions should only come. Please, this should happen, that should happen. See, if you have read if you have prepared everything, if you have read thoroughly so many things, then you will pray that whatever I have read, I should recollect and I should be able to write. Your prayer also changes. Just imagine. If you have read everything, just imagine if you are prepared very thoroughly, if you are confident in that, you will not pray, please easy paper should come. You will pray that whatever I have read, I should be able to recollect and reproduce in the exam or to write in the exam. Right? Or I should not panic in the exam. Those are the prayers. So your dependence on luck is drastically reduced when you put the efforts. Okay? Sir, then is it so tough or is it so difficult that we will not be able to do it? No, it is not that. Like I told you, UPSC is a great equalizer. If you put in your efforts, you will do it. If you don't put, If you put in your efforts, you stand a chance. If you don't put in your efforts, you don't stand a chance. It is as simple. It is binary. Either this or that. Put in your efforts is the common denominator. If you put your efforts, yes, then you stand a chance. No, don't stand a chance. As simple as that. Rest everything is propaganda. Okay? Reconciliation of knowing yourself and knowing the exam is the key between everything. Reconciliation is the key between everything. Right? Right? So we spoke about knowing the exam. We spoke about knowing yourself, knowing the exam. We spoke about so many things. So what exactly is knowing the exam? See, this is the notification. I'll show you what is the notification. You should read the notification. Everyone should read the notification. See this. This is the notification. It was published on 4th March 2021. Every year UPSC comes with the notification. It has all your answers to all your questions. See, instead of googling, am I eligible? Is my age limit this? Am I eligible for giving the exam? Please search your answers in this file and do not download this file from any website, any classes website. Please go to UPSC and download this notification. You can Google UPSC notification 2021 and then download this PDF. It is a 160-page PDF. Approximately, it will change according to the year, the notification. It has all the answers to your question. It has the syllabus of all the subjects. It has the marking system of all the subjects. It has the requirements from all the subjects. Right? So now I'll show you a magic. So does UPSC? So I told you. Okay? I told you that come on, everyone is saying this exam is very tough, this exam is easy and so on and so forth. What does UPSC have to say about it? What do they want from the candidates? So let us ask UPSC sir only, sir, you only tell how should we study. Okay? So see this. First I'll come to mains exam, then I'll come to prelims, and then we'll go to interview. Okay? So what are they seeing in mains? What are they seeing? Like how should we prepare for mains? We are asking UPSC directly here. Okay? The main examination is intended to assess the overall intellectual traits. Main examination is intended to assess the overall intellectual traits, depth of understanding, rather than range of information and memory. Just read this. This is the most important line. Overall intellectual traits, depth of information, depth of understanding, rather than merely range of information and memory. Range of information and memory is like Chatur from Three Idiots, just rote learning, or like, in movies they show that waiters in hotels, they just rote learn their memory and they keep on saying one dish after another, I have this, I have that, I have this, I have that, right? So rather than only information of range and memory, GDP is this, it has grown at this rate, inflation is this, it has grown at this rate, but it's not useful. You should know what does it mean, depth of understanding. You should know what is the overall intellectual trait, what is the overall what is the overall thinking that you are bringing into the exam. So that will be checked by UPSC. Okay, very good. Does that mean this is not important? Your analysis can only be backed, your whatever you say can only be backed by facts and figures, by information. If you say that there are 8 episodes in season 1 of any series, for example, then that 8 episodes is a fact. If you say, no, season 1 is very short, but very short means what? Very short. Only 8 episodes. Now your information and memory is right. It has come. To understand the nature and standard of questions in general studies, papers 2 to paper 5 will be such that well-educated person. This is very important. Well-educated person. Well-educated person is very important. Will be able to answer them without any specialized study. See, these are crucial things. See, UPSC is only telling us what do they require to clear the exam. There is so much of content available on the internet. But see now, without any specialized study, well-educated person will be able to answer. Without any specialized study, well-educated person would be able to answer. The questions, general awareness. I hope you are able to read this. The questions will be such as to test a candidate's general awareness, general awareness of a variety of subjects which will have relevance for a career. The questions are likely to test the candidate's basic understanding of all relevant issues and ability to analyze, take a view on what? Take a view on what? Is Virat Kohli a very good batsman? That is, no, you should not have an opinion about that, yes or no. It is proved by facts and figures that yes, he is. Take a view on conflicting socio-economic goals. Conflicting socio-economic goals. Conflicting what? Socio-economic goals. Conflicting what? Socio-economic goals. Conflicting socio-economic goals. Objectives and demands. So what should you do while reading, sir? Relevant issues I should know. I should be able to analyze them. I should be able to have a view on what kind of issues, on conflicting issues, which means forming a view on them is not easy, which means there is no one right answer to them, which means there is no black or white, it is a grey issue. Okay? The 3 most important words in mains exam: relevant, meaningful, succinct answers. The candidates must give relevant, meaningful and succinct answers. Relevant means what is asked, please give an answer to that question. Meaningful means please whatever you are writing should make sense. Succinct means they should be short. So succinct, don't worry about succinct because UPSC, I told you, they have introduced the fixed space system. So they are taking care of succinct part of it. But relevant and meaningful you have to worry about. Okay? For optional papers, honors degree level. Now this I completely disagree with because the papers are sometimes tough. On optional papers, depending on the optional, if the optional is technical, physics or medical science, then it is a bit difficult or tough than the honors level because it is around master's degree, the paper is, but still I cannot generalize it in such a manner, right? So this is what UPSC is telling you have to do. This is what UPSC wants from you. And you are reading on Google, this is tough, this is easy, this is there. And it is there given here. Please read this first. What is UPSC asking from you? See, in my sessions in GS3 economics, I will always make you read government documents. I will very rarely rely. See, for notes, I'm not saying. For notes, we can rely on any other source also. But for understanding things, we should read government documents. So when we do budget sessions, for example, if we do government budgeting and all, I make you read the official accounts of India and I will help you understand them within a short span of time. When we say fiscal deficit is 5%, 6, 7%, what does it mean? We'll see in the official documents, right? So we'll see in that in our lectures, in our economics lectures. Okay. So this is done. So let us come to prelims examination now. We are doing main, so let us look at the syllabus now. So broadly, the syllabus has two qualifying papers. What do we mean by qualifying is that you only have to pass. See, they are like school, 50% lana hai, 40% you have to get, 50% you have to get. They are like school papers, qualifying. You don't have to score high, you just have to pass. Okay, you just have to pass. So these are qualifying papers. So one is English and one is, you can choose your language from the list given below. I am not giving much time to this. You can read this. You will get a fair understanding. These are of 300 marks. 300 marks may say 1/4 is qualifying. So you have to get 1/4 of the marks. Just get utna marks and you qualify. So what happens, sir? What is it qualifying for? So when you qualify these papers, then your other papers are checked. If you don't qualify for these papers, your other papers go in the dustbin. They are not even checked. So for checking the other papers, you have to qualify language papers. See, language is basically, can you read, can you write, can you understand basic? They are all 10th standard level papers. They are 10th standard level papers. They are not tough at all. Okay, these are qualifying. So I will not go much on those. Then this is a very ignored paper, essay. Essay paper is the most ignored paper along with ethics. Essay and ethics, the two E's are very ignored papers and they are the cause for low score of almost 85 to 90% of the candidates in mains examination. Essay paper, see again they are saying essay may write concisely. I am again not going much into depth in every paper. Write concisely. Write concisely. Then you have your GS1, which is paper 2. GS1 paper 2, so many things. GS2 paper 3, so many things. Then GS3 paper 4, so many things. And then again the most, along with essay, the ignored paper is GS4 ethics paper 5. Okay? And then you have two optional papers. So all these papers except the qualifying papers I told you they are of 300 marks, but they are not counted for scoring, they are just qualifying. So you just have to pass them. 1/4 is the passing and you just have to pass them. Then paper 2, paper 3, paper 4, paper 5 and then essay paper. Essay paper is not qualifying. Essay paper is a separate paper where you have to write 2 essays out of 10 topics given. So in one section there will be out of 8, in one section there will be 4 topics, you have to choose one. In second section there will be 4 topics, you have to choose one. 2 essays you have to write in essay paper. Essay GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4. These are 250 marks papers. 250 into 5 papers. Essay GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4. Kitna hota hai? How much? 1250 marks. 1250 marks. Then you have then you have optional paper 1 and optional paper 2. Right? Optional paper 1, optional paper 2, you have to choose based on a lot of factors. Optional choice is also a different matter altogether. And for that, I would suggest that you please speak with either me or any of the senior faculty individually if you need guidance with optional. That cannot be discussed here because there are a lot of factors which there, but based on your interest and based on the syllabus and based on the time required to complete, we choose our optional. For example, for a doctor, 99% it is very logical to take medical science. I am saying 99% because exceptions are always there. I am a CA, so I took commerce and accountancy as my optional, not economics. Commerce and accountancy as my optional. So those two papers again 250 of the same subject. So commerce 1, commerce 2, 500 marks, 1750, 1250 plus 500, 1750. Your writing part is done, 1750. Okay, interview will be for 275 marks. For interview, we'll take later sessions in depth. So 2025 marks is your scoring for becoming an officer. 2025 marks. To be eligible for these 2025 marks, you have to first clear your qualifying papers. To be eligible to give your qualifying papers, you have to give prelims exam. which is one of the dreaded exams, right? I cleared prelims in my first attempt, but I was sure I will not clear it, but somehow I cleared it because it is a very dreaded exam. Because see this. Right? Prelims exams. 2 hours, 2 papers, each paper 2 hours. Paper 1, 2 hours, 200 marks. Paper 2, 200 marks, 2 hours. Right? Paper 1, syllabus is given, current events, history, geography, polity, all of those things. Paper 2, your CSAT, it is known as CSAT, aptitude, comprehension, and all of those comprehension, communication skills, and all of those things. Right? Now the thing is, it is nowhere mentioned that they will have paper 1 of 100 marks and paper 2 of 80 marks, but that has been the convention which is followed. Paper 1 of 100 marks. So paper 1 which we saw is of 100 marks. Paper 2, which is CSAT, which is your aptitude, is of 80 marks. But the 80 questions. I'm so sorry. Paper 1 will have 100 questions of 2 marks each, which is 200 marks. That is the convention which is followed by UPSC. That is the pattern which is followed. So paper 1, 100 questions into 2 marks each, 200 marks. And paper 2, 80 questions of 2.5 marks each, which is 200 marks again. So what is the difference between paper 1 and 2? Paper 1 is general studies subjects, our core subject of study, and the score of paper 1 is only counted to qualify for the mains exam. Only the score of paper 1 counted. So then why is paper 2 here? Paper 2 is here again as a qualifying exam. So just like we have Hindi or Hindi English or Marathi English or whatever language and English in your mains, we have paper 2 in prelims, which you have to qualify. Okay? Right? Paper 2 will be qualifying paper with minimum qualifying marks fixed at 33%. 1/3 is the minimum qualifying, 33%. So out of 200, you have to get 1/3, which is 66.66 marks. Should you aim for 67, 68 marks? No, I would say please aim for 100 plus marks because it is the safe thing to do. Many people score on the border 70, 65 and then they are not sure of clearing the second paper, and then the time between prelims and mains till the results of prelims are announced, they live in a great uncertainty and their mains preparation is affected. So that's it. Multiple choice objective type question. It is mandatory to appear in both the papers, of course. Okay, so this was the overall scheme of prelims and mains examination. I hope you are clear. If you have any doubts, you can just read through this very lucidly, in detail, in depth. Everything is answered here. Please go through the notification. Okay, so this is knowing about the exam now. So now you know yourself and now you know about the exam. Okay, now you know yourself, now you know about the exam. Your entire preparation, your entire 12 months preparation or whatever time you are going to dedicate will be spent in reconciling this. Once you know the exam, once you know what are the requirements of the exam, and then you have to tune yourself to meet the requirements of the exam. When you do that, when you put in the efforts to do that, chances of your clearing the exam increase exponentially. That is the whole point. Okay? Many people put a lot of effort but yet not able to clear the exam because it is not that their efforts are not valid or their efforts are fake or something like that. Their efforts are very good, but the thing is that they tune themselves not to the requirements of the exam but little bit here or there. A little bit here or there. That is the problem with many of the students, right? So one very funny thing I will tell you. So I call this as SPL. I call this as SPL. This is very funny. SPL is sab pad lunga, yeah, sab pad lungi, which means in English, I will study everything, I will read everything, I will know everything. This is a very bad addiction, or this is a very bad notion to have. I will read everything, I will study everything. It is just not possible. Please do not, your initial josh, your initial energy should not be such that I will study everything. Buy 10 books for one subject. I will start reading today. I will spend day nights in reading that. See, those 10 books are not going to give you anything. By the time you reach the third book, you will forget the first book. Right? And don't forget, you don't have only one subject to prepare. You have a many subjects to prepare. So please don't fall prey to this syndrome that I will read everything, I will study everything. Please don't do that. That is not how preparation for UPSC is done. Right? Direction of study is very important. The direction of the right mentoring is very important. So I'll tell you what my personal experience is, rather than telling you what is there in the textbook, telling you what is there in the reference book. The right approach is telling you how to read it. See, what to read se zyada or more important than what to read is how to read it. Right direction is very important. We are here to enable you to swim, to enable you to drive, to enable you to learn how to do these things. Ultimately, it is you who is going to go to the exam hall and write the paper, and who is going to go in the mains and the interview hall and appear for the interview. We are not going to come with you. So we are here to enable you. It is very important to get the right direction. So what do we mean by knowing yourself? That is important to know. What do we mean by knowing how UPSC works? That is important to know. How to analyze past year question papers, that is more important than just finding the answers to past year paper. So if you take 2020 paper, prelims, mains, rather than knowing what is the answer to this, the process behind the answer, the process of studying the content to get to that answer, the process of knowing the answer, the process of analyzing it is more important than the content itself. See, content comes secondary. Primary is, are you enabled to create the content? A painter should know the use of brush. He can paint with that brush and colors. So if you buy a painting for, let's say, 5,000 rupees, that painting is good, but the process behind it, the practice behind it, the painter has put in, the use of brushwork, that is more important. And you have to become great painters here. You have to become great swimmers, great drivers, great cooks, chefs here. The process is important. Right? See, 10 questions asked and passed by UPSC, I will give you ready-made answers and then say, see past answers, please see them. It's so useless, because see, one is those 10 questions will not be repeated in your exam, and secondly, how to arrive at those answers is more important, right? So I'm very happy. See, I'll tell you frankly, I'll be very frank with every one of you. I don't believe in teaching for very high amount of money, which means if someone is offering me very high amount of money, then just for money I will not go for it. There has to be some purpose behind teaching. That is my personal belief. That is why I go to remote places like Kashmir and Northeast India and some affected areas, Chhattisgarh and all, to teach students who are not privileged, to teach students who might have money but not have access to good quality teachers, to teach students who come from militant backgrounds, and so that they don't go in the wrong direction. I always try to do that. And that is my biggest motivator, that good quality content teaching should reach people, and not only for money. Money is very important, no doubt, but it is not the primary source of motivation for me. So the reason why I am teaching here at Levelup IAS, I'll be very frank and honest with you, is that I find like-minded teachers here. I find people whose passion is teaching and not teaching or not who they view teaching only as a job, These people, the entire team, they don't view teaching as a job. The passion is teaching, and that is why I am teaching here. We are like-minded people. We are here to guide you, and we really welcome you to this course, this foundation batch. ठीक है? Right? So I'm sure by the end of the foundation batch you will be very happy, because lakhs and lakhs of rupees are being charged but content is not provided. Lakhs and lakhs of rupees are charged, but you study if you want, we don't care. That is the attitude with many of the institutions currently, and all over India. This is a problem, and I don't subscribe to that philosophy, and that is why I will ensure that all my students and other faculty will ensure that their subjects are properly taken care of. A seamless interconnection is established between those subjects, because see, in UPSC it is not individual subjects, it is individual papers, and that two papers are also interrelated. It's a whole exam altogether. Okay, but my personal advice to you is, just think, why are you giving this exam? Why are you doing it? Is it only because everyone else is doing? Is it only because of prestige, of reputation? Is it only because of money? Is it only because you want to help people, or what is the reason? I'm not saying any of these reasons is wrong or bad or anything. Nobody is here to judge. Everyone is different. Everyone's reasons are different. But you should know, why are you doing UPSC? You should know, why are you willing to spend so much of time, so many years of your precious youth in this exam? Why? What do you want to achieve at the end? Sir, I want to get IAS. Yes, very good. Why do you want to get IAS? What will you do after becoming IAS? What will you do the next 30, 35, 40 years of your life? What are you going to do? That is the question for which you have to start thinking from today, the day you see this lecture, and your answer will keep on changing every day till the day you reach the interview. But for that, you have to start thinking from today. So every day before sleeping or after waking up, just for 2 minutes, think, why are you giving UPSC? Why are you giving IAS? Try to find the motivation, and trust me, when you find the answer, when you are convinced with your own answer, ask yourself, are you convinced with your own answer? When you are convinced with your own answer, you will not find the study boring. You will not find any of the subjects boring. You will not be bored to study continuously for long stretches of time. You will not take many breaks. You will not skip many days. You will be very consistent, very perseverant, and you will enjoy this process. So all I want to say is, please enjoy this process. See, there are a lot of unanswered questions, or how to make notes online, offline, how many newspapers to read, what sources to study. So many things are in the market. Anything comes new in the market, it is available in the Xerox shops near us, right? It is available online also nowadays. So, sir, how to find a path? How to find a direction? If you have seen Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, in the last task, it is a big maze which they go. They go in the green grass maze, and the grass also keeps on changing the directions. Alright? So this is like that. You will be directionless in your preparation in between. Sometimes you will feel demotivated. Sometimes you will be tired. You will be exhausted. The only thing which will keep you going is knowing that you are on the right track. Knowing that this will all someday lead to something very good. Knowing that this will all come to a very sweet fruit. This will all bear a very sweet fruit when you put in the right amount of efforts. And personally, I'm telling you, this is what we try to do this year. It might seem like a publicity. It is a publicity, in fact. But I'm just telling you, this is the philosophy here, and not anything else. We don't leave you out to dry. We care whether you study or not. And that is how I have learned from where I was a student in XYZ Institute, where I was a student. They also followed this same philosophy, and I wholeheartedly support that philosophy, and I try to bring that philosophy in wherever I teach, be it Kashmir, be it Chhattisgarh, wherever I teach, be it Arunachal Pradesh, wherever I teach, I try to bring that philosophy with me, right? So whenever I will teach you, I will not be telling you the mistakes or the good things which only I have done, but also of my friends, my seniors, my juniors, my students also. So a complete package will be given. But at the end, it is you who have to fight the battle. We can only give you the tools and the defense and the offensive tactics, but you have to go in the ring and you have to fight. And I'm telling you, if there's a big if you be consistent, you be very perseverant, and you just fight it through, you will never regret this 1 year. You will enjoy lifetime of success, and you will be very happy. The only thing is, are you willing to put in that much efforts? If yes, then welcome to Levelup IAS. If you are not serious, then we will also not be serious with you. If we see ki you are not interested, then we will also not pay interest to your needs. But yes, if you are asking a lot of doubts, if you are studying regularly, if you are giving tests regularly, if you are writing answers regularly, if you are doing so many things which make us happy, trust me, we will make you happy. And me personally, I am like a sponge. The more the more you pour water, I soak it and I give it back. Like, you just have to make use of my services. That is what I would say. Okay. Otherwise, if I see if you're not interested, I will just answer your doubt and I will just. But if I see you are keenly interested in my subject, especially, I will tell you sources to read. I will tell you how this works behind the scenes, even if it is not required for UPSC, but for knowledge and very interesting stuff, I will tell you. Right? So, again, to conclude, I hope this session was fruitful. This was just an introductory session, and I hope you are not scared. Be scared of laziness. Be scared of being complacent. Be scared of being overconfident, but don't be scared of your competition. Don't be scared of the exam. Don't be scared of the efforts you are going to put in. Don't be scared. Be proud of those things. Be proud that you are competing amongst the best in India. Be proud that you are giving indeed a very prestigious examination, a very tough examination. Tough matlab, it is difficult to crack. Be proud that you are going to learn a lot. You are going to gain a lot of knowledge. You are going to be able to analyze and take a conflicting view on conflicting socio-economic goals. Be proud that you are going to evolve yourself. Be proud that you are going to level up. है ना? But don't be proud. Don't be afraid of anything else. Just give your best, and I will see you in the first session of Economics GS3, where we'll study. One more thing. If you found this session helpful, useful, please spread the word. And those of you who are directionless, and those of your friends who are directionless, where to take admission, and how much, so much of fees, so much of material is charged. If you find this helpful, please guide them and say that here you will not be misguided at Levelup, but the only thing is you have to put in equal efforts. We can go 50%, you have to come 50%. Okay, we cannot do everything for you. We will not do everything for you. You have to stand up on your own legs. That is the philosophy we follow here, and you will be able to do it with the right amount of efforts. Okay, so we'll stop here, and all the best, and I will see you in GS3 Economics, where we'll go into the depths of the so-called boring subjects of economics. Okay, thank you.